how the taxing structure works in dropshipping, most people do not even touch on. And it's really important to understand that it's a huge component of dropshipping. However, it only becomes a component after you start making sales. Because a lot of people are starting to worry about taxes and all the companies they need to form and all of those legal things before their first sale. All right? First of all, do not even think about any of this stuff if you've never made sales. If you never made a single sale, this video is not for you. You do not need this. This is pure entertainment, so click away. However, for people who are actually making money already, this video is going to be super important. The number one thing I need to touch here on is I cannot officially give legal advice at all. So everything I'm saying here, you officially and legally need to double check with your accountant. And this is just something I need to say for my peace of mind. Anyways, there's a bunch of different things which are super important here. And it's number one, getting receipts from everywhere instantly. Most dropshippers do not do that. If you work with a supplier, the supplier is not going to give you any receipt before you ask him for it. All right? And there are cases where a supplier just goes out of business and you need the receipt half a year later, but he's gone. And you didn't ask him in the moment, and that's why now you are in a very tricky position. So to prevent this, you need to, every single time you pay something, if money goes out of your bank account, you need to either get the receipt automatically, for example, like your Shopify, like if you paid like your monthly Shopify subscription, they automatically send you a receipt, or you need to ask the person for the receipt. This is just a very basic and most people overlook this. Number two is touching on the suppliers. It's actually much easier to work with only supplier and not switch around 25 different ones. So I would highly recommend only having one supplier, which is kind of an all-rounder, basically an agent which can find manufacturers in China for you and source every product. We offer that in the program itself, and you do not even need a minimum order quantity because the supplier already knows that people in the program tend to scale way quicker, and he's okay with people starting from the get-go. However, if you're not in the program and have at least like 50 to 100 sales per day, you can also reach out to me on Instagram. I'm gonna send them your way. And now the next thing, all of your pure profit which you already made or about to make, you need to understand that this is not your profit anymore, and you need to just take half of the money and put it on a separate bank account in the case that you need to pay those taxes. I don't know how it works in your country, but in Germany, half of your money is definitely gonna go to the government, and you just need to understand this is money which you're not allowed to spend or even touch. Because every single time you make profits, just put it on a separate bank account. And this is truly important because you are gonna see this visual number in your bank account, this is my money, and it's gonna trick you every single time. Every single time you're gonna think, that's my number, that's how much money I make. But in reality, it's just not the case, and the rest needs to go. The next thing, touching on receipts, is also very important when it comes to Facebook. Facebook will have invoices which you can download from Facebook directly. However, there are some Facebook blocks which are going to prevent you from downloading any receipt at all. So you spent $500,000, you didn't download a single thing, all of a sudden you have some issue with Facebook and you get like a massive block, or your account gets hacked or something happens, it's gone. You cannot download anything anymore, that's it. It's just gone, okay? So again, you're gonna have a huge problem, and it's just gonna be a pain in the ass to actually recover this in terms of you have to go through every single payment from the bank, show it to your accountant, it's gonna be a mess. And again, to prevent this, download this every few days just to have peace of mind for this. Now, obviously, all the money which comes in also needs to be invoiced. So for every sale you make, you officially need to have an invoice. Any given random time, the government is allowed to ask you for a specific sale which you actually made for that receipt itself, okay? You need to be able to provide that. And obviously that's not doable if you're gonna do that manually. It's just impossible to make like extra receipts for every single sale, because if you scale, that's just not how it works. However, there's a bunch of softwares for that. In Germany, we use Safdesk, and you need to figure out what it is for your country. But 100% there's exactly that for every country. Now, the last and most important part about all of this is profit tracking. And obviously you need to do profit tracking consistently, and I've touched on this many times on this channel. However, to do your taxes properly, you obviously need to know your exact profits. And you need to understand that the government always assumes the highest possible number. Meaning that if you cannot provide your proper profits, they're just going to assume that you're in the highest tax class and that you basically have to pay the most amount of taxes. And for this, obviously, you need to do profit tracking. Now, profit tracking needs to be either daily or every second day. You constantly need to have the overview over how much money is going out, how much is coming in, and you just take a very high percentage of the revenue off for fees and future issues. So at least like 7 to 9% you basically just take out mentally, that's gone. And if you, for example, make 9% profit, that means that you made 0% profit. All right. So that's how you should calculate. And obviously, if it's going to be less later, great. And if you do want to get my profit tracking sheet, you can actually DM me on Instagram. I'm going to send you the exact sheet we're always using, and you're basically going to just instantly be able to copy that. However, that's not going to be enough, because profit tracking is basically, okay, I spent this on Facebook, this came in, this comes out. However, what happens in the bank account is very different to what happens on Shopify. Because let's say you made today $1,000 in sales on Shopify. You're not going to get the $1,000 today. You're going to get them in a few days with all the other sales combined in a payout on your bank account. So on your bank account, it's going to look like you're only making one single sale basically every couple of days, depending on how your payouts are structured. And it basically looks different on your bank versus on the dashboards. The same thing goes for Facebook. You pay $1,000 for Facebook right now, but the money is going out in different ways. You pay the supplier all at once. It's all different in the bank account versus on the dashboards. So this is also a calculation you need to do. How much money is going out of the bank account? How much is coming into the bank account itself? And this is a very important thing which you should do at least like once a month, just so you properly have your numbers in place. And you also do understand that you didn't do any miscalculations in the first place. Because sometimes you're going to see that everything is super profitable, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the number in your bank account goes down and down and down and down. And then you have to see, all right, there's some hole, and you actually need to fill that by finding the problem you have, solving that, and that's that. So that's that about taxes. Now, obviously, the most important part about your dropshipping business is actually making sales. And if you truly want to learn about how to find a winning product, scale it on Facebook or TikTok, and make a real brand out of it, and consistently repeat this process over and over again, click the link below, sign up for a free consultation session with me personally. We're going to find out if everything is a good fit. If yes, we're going to start working together. If no, no hard feelings, and we're going to separate ways from there. However, click the link below and see you there.